going to start off. I want to see what you remember from Monday, right? And then we're going to add in. I mean, we started off with David yourself. You remember on Monday?
Point guard.
You started with point guard,
Yeah.
right? Tell me what you watched.
Scissors sweep.
Scissor sweep. And then what did we do with the scissor sweep? Arm bar. So we're going to take about 10 minutes. I want you to go through the rest of those, right? Check everybody's arm bar. We didn't spend a ton of time on that. And then we're going to do the cross choke defense, and there's something else up there that I can't read right now. Loop choke. Okay. It's a nasty choke. It's fun. Okay? We'll get paired with somebody about your size. Get some reps on pulling guard, and then scissor sweep, and arm bar. How do we go to that? So, we're not going to do
Yeah. Well,
I haven't seen it.
You're already doing it. Okay.
it's awesome.
Okay. What are you doing? This is not what we're doing. So do reps first on each one. So let me do it first.
Yeah, just I was gonna say sometimes it's great. I think we especially when you're now with I know before that's very early years. So the idea is like I was gonna show you
as you're going down, Abby, as you're dropping down. There it is.
we did.
He's helping you up.
Yeah, first.
It's not down the face. It's not.
Yeah, I want you to go ahead and go. What are you going to do first? You got to move it, right? So if you want to hit that leg, step down with your left foot. There you go. Now, when you go to sit, and when you feel that, yes! Now, this is what you want. Right? Now, clear your knee. Clear your knee. So you really grab it straight. Clear your knee here. You want to drop into your guard. Right? If you can be like straight, you're going to pass your guard half over. But if you're sitting down, your guard, you want to ankle like a back. Right? Then you got to be
When you're going like this.
Alright, so I'm higher in the center. Let's stretch him out.
I remember how to do this.
So you're
Arm bar, but then we're gonna Don't help it.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna first like touch the alarm that's here.
What do I do? Let it out. It's over.
Nobody did it. That's why I wanted to see if you guys remember that. All right, guys, time. Because we didn't get a lot of time for me showing you the arm bar, I'm gonna go back through it step by step. Then you're gonna get some reps in on it. Then we're gonna move on to what we're supposed to be working on today. Okay, sir, James, how are you, please? Push. Oh my goodness. So we're starting off in close with the guard. He's going to be braced like I don't want him to be. He's going to try and stop my hips from moving. So I need to bump, swim, right? So at this point, I'm going to take and I'm going to get a bro grip with a cross grip. Boom. Hey, bro, what's happening? I'm going to bring his elbow. I'm going to bring it down to my side, dragging his elbow across my center line. Remember, this elbow goes in your belly button. Okay? I'm going to clamp this down tight. This hand is going to grab behind his elbow. I'm going to bring him down, grab the back of the collar, clamp it down. Okay? Now he's stuck. He tries to get up. He isn't going anywhere. Where are you going, pal? Nowhere. Right? Now, if I want to be a jerk, I can pull down and row, and I can take a really shitty arm bar from here. But I don't want you to get hooked on that. All right? So now, I'll take my left foot and put it on his hip. Okay? I've got the left arm, or his right arm brought across the body. So I want to arm bar this arm. In order to do that, this foot is going to go here. In order to get my fat leg to move that way, I'm going to push him away and frame, pop my heel on his hip, and pinch in really tight. Okay? Now he's not moving so far. This calf, I'm going to clamp down here. And I'm going to use these two control points with my legs to pivot my body in the direction of the hand. We always go in the direction that the hand is pointing. I'm going to pivot, like so. This hand is going to pop around his head for control. So I'm going to swing my leg around, get to where my calf is on the back of his neck. Once I have that control, I go heavy heels. This hand comes off the collar. I 2-on-1. I make sure the thumb is pointing to the ceiling. Pinch my knees really tight. Heavy heels. Lift my hips into the elbow. Then we come back to close guard to get another rep. Okay? So again, controlling the hips. Bump, swim, row grip, pull it across. We want to control to the belly button. This hand goes from the elbow to the back of the collar. We lock it down. Nice tight grip, don't let him move. He's stuck now, right? So now it's time to post my heel on his hip. I'm going to push away. Go to the hip, pinch my knee. I pinch the knee to make it harder for him to pull his arm out, right? Clamp, pivot. Always pivot in the direction of the arm. Transfer from one side of the head to the other, so I can push it away. Sorry about that. Just going to jab you in the eyeball. Okay. So I can blast you in the cheek, just not the eye. Sure. We're good. Swing the leg around. Get the calf on top of the head. Right? Pinch the knees. Heavy heels. 2-on-1. Hip in. Get the arm up. Okay? Ready to try it? 2-on-2. Take it down to the arm bar sit. Get it through. Are you whining the boy?
Didn't even progress.
Now.
Okay, you're really short.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's like half the size.
right?
What happens because I just mean
I'm not saying that it's just straight.
That's good.
Why don't you just throw it and do it? Because then I can break your arm.
Not break my arm.
You're more sweet. Really? Yeah. Yes.
Just for a lesson.
keeping your arms.
So I showed him this one, but I right? It's it's right away. That's why I want you here to make this, because I don't want to be the one who's competing somewhere. I don't want to look like a mistake. You guys are the opposite.
It's the same side.
I just arm out. And here's the old one, and I love this. And you the broker, for your yeah, so you're short for right
My thumb at? No, my thumb at?
I mean, I'll give it a little bit more than this.
This way.
Just go on this way.
Yeah.
now. I love you.
Sounds like it's,
Now,
Oh my God. And he goes, that's my guy. I'm glad I really wanted to. My own fans. It's giving you these. Yeah. And then just hold the grab. As you're doing this, yeah, we're just going straight, feel straight. Don't
Hey guys, time.
down, yeah.
Time. Dave, can I borrow you for a second? Of course. All right, so check it out. For those of you on this side, come over here so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I've seen a couple of things going on. We're going to address it, right? Remember, when I'm teaching you technique, this is my way to do it. It's not the only way. And if we have to adjust for body types, we can do that, okay? Now, the big thing is, I've got shorter arms. I've got decent sized arms, but they're not as long as other folks' arms. And I see some of you having issue getting position and grips when you've got longer arms to deal with, right? So we're going to start with the bump to the bro grip, and we're going to control and bring this elbow in, right? Now, if you've got longer arms, your training partner has longer arms, you may be way the shit out here trying to have control with the bro grip. And you don't have a lot of power or control, right? So get the elbow at your knee, right at your belly button. Grab the shoulder, and then this hand that's got the bro grip, you're going to come across the forearm on the top and cup the elbow. You'll cup the elbow, the tricep, lock your elbow down, then you can get the collar and bring them in. They are going nowhere here, all right? So if you're having issue keeping control because you've got longer arms, your training partner has longer arms, there's nothing wrong with getting here, getting control, because you want to have 2 points of contact. If I've only got this, and I let go to readjust my grip, that arm's gone, right? So the work I just did was for nothing. So I keep the grip, get another point of control, switch my grip, lock it down, then I can get the collar. Now, I know some of you don't do this collar grip if you've been training for a minute. I like this just for the control aspect. Yes, it may slow you down a little bit, but if you think about this, I get to here, where's he going? He's going nowhere, right? I can let go of his arm, and he's going nowhere. When I add a pinched knee right here, he's going nowhere. I don't give a shit how strong he is, right? But if I maintain my grip, right, then I pivot, push, switch. Even if I had that elbow, I can transition back to the arm, 2-on-1 that hand. And this is important, guys. I see a lot of people letting this hand come up as you're going into your lift with the hips. Keep the hand on your chest. Heavy heels, pinch knees, and hip in. Okay? So we can adapt things based on your body type outside of the way that I show it to you. But for me to try and go through all the permutations that you could possibly do, your guys' heads would explode, right? So I show you my favorite way to do it, a way that's got a lot of control and that's going to get most people there. If we have to adjust for individuals, we can, okay? So do it the way that I ask you to do it. I walk around, we're going to try different ways if you're not quite getting it. But just remember, my way is not the only way. And if you're having issue with something, we can adapt, okay? Sound good? Okay, get a couple more reps, and we're going to move on to 1, 2. Totally
Dave's got long arms.
We'll do it. So you still do the same, yeah. Same yeah. I think you want to walk on his hands are like following. It's not just like what is popping taking away, and then you want to lift them so that your face popping. Yeah. This makes sense. I don't know what there. Take it over. Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
It looks like
I swear.
Switch that over to and what was always we said, this,
I could tell it's sweet, but your hands and you grab that. You grab that thing right there.
I think
your body.
Lock it over your wrist.
That might just be emotion instead of, yeah.
Use that inside.
And this, yeah, it's hard to do.
Right? Where? This point, you got your down. When you start
And
transmitting
then,
that.
oh, yeah, that's just saying, not this.
Pivot, good. When you pivot, don't flip on your hips. Stay flat. Okay? When you flip on your hip, you're going to keep space to get out. Okay?
And it's not, I'm not.
this is an armory.
Yes.
What are you doing to see us? Yes, it is.
Lift your hips.
Now, yes.
There we go. Hold that up. Hold that up. Oh, boy.
What I do? What I do?
What I do?
I know, I realized that I'm shoot, I agree.
Yes. All right, guys, finish the record.
From here. All we're doing is we need to bring the heels to the ball, right? And lift the hips straight up, right? You feel the binding on? Hold on, you're not pushing with your feet. You're pulling your leg on the foot, right? So I'm not going this way, I'm going here. Yeah, okay. Here, as you're coming here, you're going to leverage off in the back and lift your hips. Pull my arm up a little bit. Come on. And here, here. Yep. That's all right. I guess because you want to you're not holding the same thing, right? Yep. So it's coming out and hold, right? Right? Hold on, almost there.
Now, pull it up again, pull it up again.
But there's an elbow that past your hip and you go.
Yeah, and it's slowly happening that way.
So, right here, hip knees, no touch, and curl here, now lift your hips. Keep this tight, yeah, very tight, right? That's all right, take right. We'll get more rest. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to the cross choke. This is something out of closed guard. And Shano was his name, oh, I'm coming. Get over here. All right, so we're here. Excuse me. We're ready for a swim, and as he's coming towards me, this hand, I'm going to shoot across it into the collar, right? It's really fancy how that happens. Bump, swim, I'm pulling with my legs, my arm automatically drops right in there. It's magic. It's not, because his knee's already open enough. Bump, boom, right? I get to here, I set a frame to where he doesn't headbutt me. That would be bad news for me, right? If the gi's not open enough, I can reach my hand in and open the gi up. My fingers go in, palm up. I'm going to reach all the way back to the tag on the back of the jacket. So palm up, make a fist. And then curls for the girls. Bring it right down, all right? Elbows tight, I've got them locked down, my knees are helping to keep them close. This hand goes back over by his ear to grab the collar, or I grab you're gonna have a ridge on the shoulder of the gi that pops out. I'm gonna grab a hold of that. And I'm gonna lock my elbow down. And he's not gonna be happy about this, right? People are not gonna wanna stay here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna trick them. You're gonna be a tricksy hobbit. You're gonna lift your elbow a little bit, and that is his escape. Oh, I can get out. And when he does that, you're gonna drop your elbow in front of the face. Now, both wrists are under the jaw, okay? Then all we're gonna do is we're gonna use our legs to pull him forward, and then we're gonna row our elbows along our ribs down to the mat. Okay? We're doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to pop his head off like a dandelion, okay? None of this, all of this. Elbows along the ribs, all the way down to the mat. So again, hands are on the hips, we're gonna bump, swim, frame. If the gi's open, palm up, drop it right in there. Fingers go all the way back to the tag in the middle of the back of the jacket. Every gi has a tag, you can feel it, okay? Then we're going to do a curl for the girls, elbow stays tight, locking the head down. This hand goes behind the head. If the collar's open, grab the collar. Most likely it won't be open because we're taking that slack up. There's going to be a pocket or a lip of fabric that you're going to be able to grab a hold of. Now you're grabbing like this. Do not twist your hand this way. Just go straight down and grab a hold of that. Okay? Then lock your elbow down. He's stuck. He's not happy. He's going where? Nowhere. Right? So when he starts to get up, right, he's stuck. When he starts struggling, we're going to bait him a little bit. We're going to lift this elbow to give him hope. And then we're going to dash his dreams and make him suffer. Right? So now we're under the jawline on both sides. Use your legs to pull him forward and roll down to the mat until you hit the tap. Make sense? Ready to try it? On two, 1, 2. What's that? Oh, hell yeah. This is the second best technique to figure out the
Somebody that is
You can do this to somebody who's messing with you. Try it. One of the first things that's going to happen.
Knock you down. If you don't tap, you don't have
Elbows to the mat. That's a good song.
Oh my God.
He's trying to get out, he's struggling. Now don't too big, right? You just want to give him a little bit of hope so he takes the bait.
Does it hurt?
Yes.
No.
Does it actually hurt?
Go cross your ankles if you can, Jeff.
Yes. Now, just a low motion, right? Elbows all the way down the mat.
I'm out.
I was gonna say, what's
Yeah, I have
what happened is, can I grab it for a second? Like, what if I don't get to the head right away?
Like, funny last
So
time.
you get this bit, so if I could grab like, what should I do with my left arm?
It's just like, I didn't have words.
Eventually, he's not gonna change. But I'm just.
Oh,
No, you were. Hey guys, real quick. Sir, when we set that grip up, we're reaching behind the head. We've already got our collar, they're already compressed, right? When we reach behind them, when you lock that elbow down, lock it down in such a fashion that your forearm is on the back of the head, okay? We are trying to get them to react. And when I set this up, when I get to this point, if I grab this and I'm across his shoulder, he's not gonna feel threatened, right? His brain is not gonna go into panic mode to elicit the response I want. He's just stuck. He doesn't think he's in any trouble. But if I go here and I'm holding his head down, what is your first reaction when somebody's got a hold of your head?
I'm gonna get it out.
Just get it out, right? Get my head the hell out of here. So when I bait this, I'm not gonna do this. Everybody and their brother knows that this is a trap. You got Admiral Akbar standing in the background yelling at you, right? So we keep the head and we just give a little lift, just enough to where they feel it, and they force the exit. Because that violent force out is gonna get you under the jaw. Then the trap is set, and we choke them out. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, let's make a half on 2 or 2. Yes, sir. It's always nice to be needed, Brody.
I think in some she's reading around.
You gotta feel it. Boom, here. Yeah, honestly. This is not one of those.
Because I think that's right. When I get you and I like that, it's like on the end of your
Oh, no. And then it's rolling. And you'll push out, boom, now we're in.
like, yeah,
I'm like, I feel like I'm free of, right?
Come hither, young man.
Swim under.
Don't leave your hands on the floor when you're over there. It's still like here.
This is good.
Man,
Go ahead.
Get it?
The one thing.
Yeah, it's just so
you
much.
can't be doing.
I would have thought it was gonna be
I want this motion to be this. Yeah.
So if we've already got the other part down. Now, usually we raise about.
Now, all you
Yes.
have to do is go down.
Yes, there you go.
No, it's.
Hold that up.
6 seconds and I'm out.
Right. Right, and so I also think about the children. And here, I already want to do this, and I have to do this. It's not happening. It's too much. Oh, no, you know, that's different. Here.
Yeah,
Just make sure that you got her.
And then you can't get out, you're moving. From there.
Make sure it
Here.
Great.
It's all about using the bodies. Make your backside your body. Why? Because you want to walk.
all right, guys, time. Quick question. This is brought up, and if one person has a question on it, then multiples of you are gonna see this, okay? So let's say, Shane, you're putting me, start setting up your cross choke. Let's say Shane's setting up his cross choke, and he gets the one grip in, right? Now, he goes to bring me down to get his other grip, and he starts to push me away a little bit, right? So it's kind of like setting up motion to move and get me to jerk around a little bit, right? If he brings me down for control and starts to reach around, sets this grip and then pushes me away before he pops his elbow, and I do this, right? Is he gonna be able to pull me down and do this choke?
No.
No. Now, my statement to that is this: you should never post your hands on the mat. You tell me why.
Arm locks or
Not even that. We're not even to that point yet. If you post your hands on the mat, what are you not doing to your opponent? Don't have control, right? If I in turn do this while he's trying to move, he still cannot execute the choke, but he's also putting himself in a worse spot, right? My hands go here, my body weight's not on him, right? I also cannot defend this choke. Because if you get somebody who knows what they're doing, set up, I go here, he can still finish the choke. He just needs to throw his body in and he can still execute, right? If I'm here, he cannot finish that choke because he cannot curl up and get to me. Okay? That makes sense? Yeah. If my hands are here, then just go to the choke. So he's got the choke. If my hands are here, I'm still getting choked out. I can already feel it. Right? If my hands are here, go to choke. There's a potential I can still get choked from here. This is going to segue nicely into the first defense for the cross choke. What's the best defense in the cross choke?
Don't get caught.
Don't let it happen. But if, like most people, you done screwed up and you're already there, your first defense is to block the elbows. If he cannot bend his elbows, he cannot choke. Okay? If my hands are here, if my weight is on my hands, can I block those elbows? No. If my hands are here, and my weight's on my hands, can I block those elbows? Not easily. Right? So as soon as... So if I'm too late, I get to here, right? He's going to bait this escape, but at this point, I'm a good, moderately okay grappler. I understand what this is, but staying here isn't going to work for me. The first thing I'm going to do is hit this elbow and pop my head out and hit this elbow. Right? So yes, it's a staged defense, but at this point, I know what's about to happen to me. And I'm not happy about it at all. Block the elbow. Block the elbow. Now I'm in a position where I can do something. I have to defeat the top arm first. So this hand comes underneath. I'm going to answer the phone and bring this elbow through. I'm going to posture up to break that, right? Here, posture up. 2-on-1, break that grip, and reset my posture. Okay? So again, you get set up. I'm locked down. Hands are not here. One hand goes to this elbow. Pop the head out, go to this elbow. I'm going to bring my knees in so I can look up. This hand goes under the top arm. So we're going cross arm. Answer the phone, elbow up, break the grip, reset. Okay? Ready to try it? 2 on 2. Thank you for this night work. Hey, Tom, no, I usually just hear the
So we're already at this point, right? And your hands are so what do you gotta be ready? Just remember what this on? Yeah, lock the elbow. Put up in there. Okay, no, that's your elbow high. That right there, not elbow, just together so I can get it. Yes! Now, this is a good grip, right? I can take this arm, underneath, underneath, into the phone, elbow up, yes. Now, 2-on-1, pass you back up.
Slide that in. Bring it up, bring it up. Now. Now, unwind this one.
The idea is I want to swim out there. I want that motion grab. Go straight up. Here, how far we did that, here, so my first thing is, I played it. This, and it's, so it's like,
Now your sister, she's got a hard time with those nails. Three elbows are doing this, you can feel it, I can hear it.
I had my elbow as far away.
I've got, this is one of the techniques that probably got me to cut my toe.
so, don't forget.
I let them get stuck here longer than this, and I got one that got caught and it tore all the way down here. What the crazy, it's so much better. Like my little dance. Arm a little more. Sure. I feel like
Over here, boom, right away, good. Now when I start to let you out, I'll be down, don't worry about that now. Because I'll stop and come back to you. So, as you get your head out, yes, I'll get you.
When is it more comfortable to feel the release?
Now,
Take it.
boom,
Yes, that's such a great new trick. It's really the only way you're getting. You try to fight through your arm, you'll get on. Yeah, the elbow's good. I'm not going down, I'm not going down.
Don't be nervous because I'm here. Good. Now, you come through. I want your elbow to come through right here. Posture up. Look at the ceiling. Look at the ceiling. Posture up, just like that. So the motion is going to be like this. Up and away. All right, guys, time. Is anybody having issue breaking grips?
what's that?
If you're having issue breaking grips, let's do a quick grip breaking exercise. All right? Of course. This works no matter where you're at in jiu-jitsu for breaking grips. Okay? So if I get a really good collar grip and Shane tries to break it, he just grabs my arm and tries to pull away, is that going to break my grip? No. Let's come up here a little bit. Turn it. You can see. If he just tries to separate my hand from his chest, that's not going to do me good, right? Mechanics of your hand. Okay? Strong grip, make a fist. Strong grip, right? He makes a strong grip. Oh, there's no bueno, not going to happen, right? So I'm going to take the yoke of my hand, that's right here. Both hands go right underneath the wrist bone, not the forearm, the wrist bone. And then I'm going to go up and away at an angle, right? That'll break your grip. What it does, it's not magic, I promise. Big fist. Strong fist, right? Once we start lifting here, it causes a break in the wrist. That immediately releases most of your grip strength, okay? You're not always going to pop this thing off of your lapel on the first shot. It may take a couple of times, right? If they're being way too difficult, you can also grab a hold of the meaty part of the thumb, right? So that's this part right here. Do not grab individual digits. If you compete disqualification, if it's on a regular gym mat, you're probably gonna get punched in the face. It's a really jerk move. Your fingers get broke pretty easy, okay? Etiquette says you can grab 4 fingers. I say don't grab any of them. If you need to break a grip, you grab the meaty part right here. Grab the meaty part right here, put your thumb on the back of the hand, and you just roll it backwards and walk away. It's like an old Aikido trick, right? You're gonna grab right here, your thumb goes right here, and you just rotate it out. Okay? So if I get a really good grip right here, try and break your grip normal. Good. Okay. So go ahead and get the meaty part of my hand. You didn't think about it. Break your grip. I've got halfway decent grips. Right? Grab, roll out. If you use both hands, roll it out. It'll break that grip. I'll tell you, some of you have got some pretty strong fucking grips. Excuse my language, but you got some pretty strong grips. So try to pop that thing off. It's going to take 2, 3, 4 ratchets. You may not have time for that, right? Grab that meaty part, both hands, rotate it out. That grip's going to break. Okay? So let's practice that for a second. You can stay seated. You can be in closed guard. You can be standing. I don't care. Let's practice breaking that collar grip. All right? On 2 on 2. Just a couple minutes, guys. Just a couple minutes, then we'll be done.
For this part, I want to see this. Yes. That is. Right. There. And you almost had it right there.
So guys, real quick, time. When you grab, if you're going to do the yoke like this and pop it up and away, do not grab their wrist. You're stabilizing their wrist. You're stopping the bend from happening, right? The goal of this is to break the plane in the wrist. And if you stabilize it with your hands, that's not going to happen. So you just defeated your own technique, right? Open hand. Boom. All right, you'll have plenty of time once it disengages to grab it if you want to grab it. Make sense? Sorry, practice on 2 on 2.
Yeah, do that and just go out of that. Oh, yeah, that was good. I started to feel that. Yeah. That's like.
Meaning? So, and you're over here like strong.
I love this better.
That's not gonna cut it. Here, here. Okay? You're not going to be nice with it. It's not a snap out, it's a feel. Okay?
But I can see it now. here. Instead of being
Do it?
All right, guys, that's time. Let's go get lined up, pick your bees.